What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Destination Pro Wrestling. I'm your boy Ango. Today we have some very, very interesting stories. We're going to fantasy book a little bit because CM Punk and Bryan Danielson are rumored to become a new tag team. And yes, I am going to put it out there. I think they should win the tag team championships, but it's all for a good reason, so you might want to stick around. We're also going to talk about AEW canceling a potential storyline and canceling a potential debut, and trust me, you don't want to miss that. Also, we're going to open things up with a very, very interesting story about a new gimmick for a current AEW wrestler coming back from injury, and trust me, I think it is doomed, unfortunately. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button, ring the bell, get notified every single time I upload a video on this channel. We are doing this every single day. We don't miss. So you guys definitely don't want to miss the content that's getting put out. Now, with that being said, Kip Sabian is coming back from injury. And just this past week at Arthur Ashe Stadium, he debuted a new gimmick, but this wasn't on TV. In fact, what he did was he did an unauthorized meet and greet outside in his new gimmick. His new character possesses a suit and tie with a cardboard box over his head. And to be honest with you, from what I'm seeing, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. And I hope I'm eating my words here. But this guy has not been lucky since being on AEW. You know, since Kip Sabian has been in AEW, he's had some good matches. He was paired with Jimmy Havoc. They were a tag team, lost in the shuffle. Obviously, Jimmy Havoc was then removed from AEW based on, well, you guys know what circumstances I'm talking about. And then, so Kip Sabian then goes into a storyline, with kind of like with Joey Janela or whatever. And like, that was like really strange. Then we had Kip Sabian go and become a tag partner with Miro, and they did this ridiculous stuff. Nonetheless, he just hasn't been that lucky since being in AEW. Then he got injured. Now he's back from injury. He's expected to make it to TV with this new character. And this is actually kind of unusual for AEW because there's not a lot of characters on the show. And I hate saying this, but just from the looks of it, what I'm seeing on Twitter and these videos, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I like Kip Sabian a lot, but I just don't know what this character is supposed to be. I don't know why he's wearing a cardboard box over his head. And, I don't understand it, really. And I think it is kind of vague, and it's still the early days of this, so I'm not trying to judge. But this guy hasn't shown us that much potential to be a character, and I'm not sure if this is going to do anything better. But I hope I'm wrong, because I think he's a great wrestler. I was there when he fought Sammy Guevara in the debut. So ultimately, I am anxious to see what happens. But this is a new character. AEW definitely needs characters, so I am supportive of it. Just hopefully it works out. I just don't understand it, and I don't know if I care to understand it, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, Bryan Danielson, CM Punk being rumored to tag team. CM Punk has even answered to this on social media, so of course now more people are talking about it. I said in the beginning of this video, I think they should become tag team champions, and I fully believe that. In fact, I think CM Punk and Bryan Danielson should become tag team champions very, very soon. But it probably won't happen. But the reason why I was actually talking about this was for a lot of different reasons. And this is because CM Punk and Bryan Danielson are going to inevitably take away time from other people in AEW. So if you put them as a tag team together and allow them to have some fun for a time in their career as baby faces, I think what's going to really end up happening is whoever wins the tag team championships from them easily become a made star. And then I think that can also cause some dissension within the tag team, which would then allow Bryan Danielson and CM Punk to have a singles match at some point. AEW is all about creating stars, young stars specifically, and they are going to be able to do that if they put CM Punk and Bryan Danielson together. If they don't put them together, you're going to have two vets that are possibly taking away ring time and TV time from other wrestlers. And you don't want to necessarily do that. CM Punk has been doing a great job putting over young talent, even though the fact is CM Punk is still winning his matches. Bryan Danielson rushed and cut in line and had a singles match with Kenny Omega, but it opened the show. Grand Slam was still a great event. Rampage was still a great event. The handling of CM Punk and Bryan Danielson was great. Put them together, eventually have them feud with each other, and then in the meantime, let's start building that tag team division even better and bigger than it ever was. for a potential dream match as well, I would love to see FTR versus CM Punk and Bryan Danielson, just because I think it would be a really unique matchup, and I don't recall they ever faced each other in WWE. I could be wrong, but just something to keep in mind. All right, guys, and now the final story of the day, Ric Flair, Dark Side of the Ring. You guys may have seen it. If you didn't see this documentary, go ahead and watch it. You guys could form your own opinion. That's what I'm going to recommend to everybody. But if you guys didn't know, Ric Flair has answered to some of these allegations that appeared on Dark Side of the Ring. And, well, of course, we know CarShield has removed their advertisement from TV. We know WWE has removed Ric Flair from the intro of WWE's Now, Then, and Forever intro. He was replaced by Ultimate Warrior. And then, of course, as this stuff all went down, Ric Flair was rumored to go to AEW and debut on AEW with Andrade. And since then, we've had no sign of Ric Flair. Now it's being said, and of course, you guys know how the internet works, but now it's being said that AEW does not have plans to bring in Ric Flair and that this plan is canceled. Now, of course, we don't know the specifics of what Ric Flair was going to do with AEW. We know he was backstage. There was photos floating around, but there hasn't been anything since this has gone down. So it sounds like there's been no references made to Ric Flair at all since all of this stuff has gone down. At this point, AEW might be distancing themselves from Ric Flair. We don't know because Ric Flair was not actually signed to AEW officially that we actually know of. For all we know, Ric Flair could still come to AEW, but a lot of people would not be happy about that. I'm going to let you guys form your own opinion on the matter, but the fact is, right now, my main concern is Andrade. Andrade has had a lot of time on AEW, and I don't feel like he's been maximized since being on the show. And it's unfortunate and it sucks, but I genuinely don't believe that Andrade has been maximized. And because he's not been maximized, I feel like he's lost in the shuffle. And this is one of those things I really don't like about AEW right now, is they have signed some new talent and they've done an amazing job with them. But some of these other people that they have on the roster are not being used, and they are world-class wrestlers. And Andrade is one of them. So I would like to see AEW do a balance, but obviously with the news of Ric Flair and everything that's going on there, it doesn't help because it was assumed that Ric Flair would be going on to AEW. That's why Andrade dropped Chavo to the ground, and then he's no longer with Vicky Guerrero. It's just all too messy of a situation. I just feel bad because Andrade should be in a prominent role with AEW, and to be honest with you, I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I think WWE actually handled Andrade better. Now, that could potentially change in the near future. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know. Can't wait to see your guys' comments, and I'll see you guys next time right here on Destination PW.